Guys, welcome back. This is a part two, a continuation of what we were saying previously. So back to talking about forgiveness, um, hurts, and holding grudges,
Yes,
especially among young people as well.
mm-hmm. And like we said in the first part, like if a marriage that lasted for like years, it's going to be hard for the spouse to forgive them. But then again, you just need to ask God to help you to give you that open heart to forgive somebody because, oof, it's tough.
It takes grace. Grace.
It's tough. Like literally this morning, my brother was going to use my cup, and he continuously uses it, even though I tell him this is my cup, you can't use it. And he used it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pray for you.
Even though that's me, I was
I told him, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pray for you.
because like sometimes I cannot get angry anymore because that's the way it behaves. I just can't get angry anymore. The more I get angry, I just harm myself. Like
Because you can't pick him up and throw it in
I
the
know
bin.
since that's the way it does behave, I just leave to you to the way you behave.
Yeah.
God will do it
But
to
I'm not
himself.
gonna forget.
Yeah. And the fact that he does the same thing. I mean, he can't take the same thing we're taking. That's us.
And holding grudges. What do you think about holding grudges? You think it helps?
I feel like you're hurting yourself more than you're hurting the other person that
Thank you.
that's offended you because they have offended you and gone, and then you are
And then
carrying
you're
it.
carrying the bitterness everywhere you go. Then what's the point?
Like it's hurting you more.
Just let it go.
And life is short. Be happy. Enjoy life while it lasts.
Because imagine like someone hurt you and then you're just there carrying the bitterness and they're out here enjoying life.
Especially when people have like all the people that have boyfriend and girlfriends that their boyfriend broke up with them, and then you are crying
Oh my
there.
God.
You are crying. Well, he's going to move on with his life, and you are crying. That's why you shouldn't even have a boyfriend at the first place until you get married.
You don't know that boyfriend, God is sending him away from you for your own good. You're not crying.
You're not crying.
Wipe your tears,
And girls find it harder to
get
move on.
dressed and go out.
Girls find it harder to move on than boys.
That's true.
Like when boys don't pay, they are with another girl.
Because females are more emotionally attached.
Yeah, and
they get emotionally attached easily than
like,
girls do.
but when they find a boy that loves them, they hold on to that love so much that they must love them to the end. And when they all of a sudden dump them, they'll be like, this boy can dump
like
me.
we watch, it's not even like people that boyfriend and girlfriends, like people that are caught in. They're engaged or something. Like watch this Christian movie.
That one's even worse when I'm planning to get married.
Yeah, and then we watched this Christian movie. So this girl, she finally got into like university, and then there was this guy that she met, and he said he was a Christian. He said it, and she was a child of God as well. And then they were engaged, for a while, and then he cheated on her, and she was like depressed. But he didn't know that the fact that the thing is, her uncle was the one that found her fiance cheating. So God was exposing the kind of character this guy has. So if someone has done you wrong, don't hold grudges. Just know that it's better. God is using that to maybe show you something, or is testing how if you can forgive somebody that's done something terrible to you, because you don't know what's going to be ahead.
Because that's one thing you should not do, to be too much emotionally attached to someone, because like, especially the man, when the man goes away, he can easily find another move, he can easily move on. But women, they don't easily move on.
Exactly. That's why you need to love that person because they love God. Because once once you focus on that, if they leave or if they display all these colors that you've never seen before, then you keep focus on God, and it won't hurt you as much.
Exactly. Even that movie we were talking about before in the one video, what's his name? I forgot the name anyway. You know that Barakola movie.
Yeah.
Barakola and
yeah. The Costly Games.
Yeah, because the lady in the movie saw a guy that she liked. She just liked him anyway.
She just liked him.
She just liked him for no particular reason. And
she was attracted to him.
Even though she was saying shine, she was saying flash, red flash.
So she was a child of God. He was acting like one. He wasn't actually.
Yeah.
He wasn't actually a child of God.
Wants to prove that he can get any Christian sister down. So when one thing gets to order, he drugged her and raped her. Then she ended up getting pregnant. Then she was crying, bearing the pregnancy. Why the guy didn't even see anything wrong he was doing. He wants to prove to his friends like all those Christian sisters that call themselves like tie scarf and everything, he can get them. So she was the one ending up crying at the end of the day because she carried the pregnancy she didn't want.
She's to blame because she saw different. She like in the movie she was seeing different signs that this guy is not. Yeah. This guy is.
But she still liked him for like.
Yeah, because she liked him because she saw that he had a. He told her did he tell her that he had a job? But anyway, she knows that he has his own place. She went to his own place. He knows that he has his own place. He's always talking big about himself, and so she's like, "Oh, this guy's like the best."
And because he doesn't really get to his life to Christ as well, she sees that this boy is a believer. He can still grow in Christ.
Yeah, but the thing is, God already told her who she was going to get married to, but she didn't like that guy. She didn't like the other one. She was more attracted to the fake Christian, and then his true colors came out. What if she had gotten married to him? What would have happened? So, that's why if God's chasing somebody away from your life, you better accept it and move on because he cares. He's looking out for you. He knows and you don't know. So don't be crying. Don't hold the grudge.
To avoid any broken hearts and to avoid unnecessary unforgiveness. Just don't be too emotionally attached to somebody that you think is a good person for you. Or even if it's just friendship as well.
Yeah.
Should not pick offenses in everything that someone else is in any behavior that you might find in someone else.
Because you don't know how you behave around that person. Say if you say, "Oh, this guy is always smelly. This guy stinks every single day," but he's your friend. You're like, "Oh my God, this guy's annoying me because he stinks." You don't know that he thinks you stink as well. That's why you should, and don't forget also, so that you can be cautious for the next time. But I believe that you should forgive people because your heavenly Father has forgiven you and is forgiving you
and is always forgiving you. Despite we always go.
Amen.
That's why you always go astray and come back to him every time. Like the prodigal son. He's still always merciful. He said, even his word, he said that his mercies are just forever. He's always merciful. Therefore, you should also be merciful, even though it may be a hard thing for you to do at that moment. But for you to make heaven, you must do it.
I want to ask a question. So, you guys can answer this in the comments below if you want to. But if, let's say you have a business partner, right? And this business partner, you are also close friends with them, and you gave them money to invest into. You traveled abroad and they're still in your original country, and you gave him money to invest in both of you guys' business because you're business partners. And then instead of investing in the business, the guy used the money and spent it all for himself, and he didn't use the money for any part of the investment, and you came back, you found out, would you forgive that person? Let's say that money that you gave the man for your investments is all your life saving. Would you forgive that person? Yeah, and he came back to you and he said, "I'm sorry, I spent everything."
If he came back to you to apologize, then why not forgive him if he's willing to pay back some money?
He doesn't have anything.
What's wrong with you? What kind of guys are these? Like, you want to put back
good ones. Ones that will just make you freeze.
You want to just disturb my intellect.
I'm thinking of the answer as well.
Because if
I think of what I would do.
If the painful thing was at me, I can't even let that go. But like, if they don't have money, they must pay back. And if they see that they're not paying it back on time, like if they're taking a long time to pay back, then just let it go.
Give them a certain amount of time to pay back. But if you know that they can't and they're struggling,
even the Bible encourages that if your neighbor is taking long to like years to pay back, pay your money back to you, then you should let it go. Because if they're struggling to pay back, why still continue to make them a debtor?
Exactly.
Because even by reducing that, you might even get blessing from another source.
Even I know
It's
it's,
a tough
it's easier
question.
it's easier said than done, but
Like even the time that I get owed money for like certain time, also lazy because if I say he can't pay it back,
you
I'm
just
also
forget
lazy.
about it. Plus, God will see that you've used all your life's investment, all your life savings to put into this
I don't
investment.
even know what kind of mindset you will have to go and do that to somebody.
Oh my
Like,
gosh. I was gonna carry
why
those
will you
people
go?
and throw them in a bin.
Why will you go carry someone else's life savings to go and
I
do
think
like
they
that?
know they're doing it. They're just thinking in their head, I am going to do this, and they go and do it.
Why will you do that to fellow brother now? You people should be helping each other. Help your neighbor.
Exactly. Isn't it, the thing is, yeah, they don't understand that if once you put just whatever enjoyment you want to have, wait a little bit, it will come. Take that money, invest into the business you and your partner are doing. Once you guys begin to see profit, sure, you can use that money and go and enjoy yourself.
Even if you want to use someone's money, why can't you tell the person? At least ask. If he says no,
Exactly.
then
Then just
no.
leave it. Calm down.
Must you still to go and do whatever you want to do?
Exactly. It's like the story in the Bible. I'm going back to the person that should forgive them. So, so there was a king, and then one of his servants committed like an offense against him. Then he was going to throw him into the prison. The servant begged the king. The king forgave him. That servant had another servant who I think it was a landlord.
I don't know what it is, but they were a debtor.
Yeah, he had another debtor, and he didn't pay up his money on time. So that servant now, the debtor was asking that servant for forgiveness. That servant now threw him into prison, and the king came and he said, "Why you throw me into prison? You committed an offense. You committed something against me, but I forgave you." And then he now threw that person in the prison. So it's just to show that if you want to be forgiven, even though it's hard, just let it go. Because God is seeing you. God is seeing how hard you have worked to put into that investment. So there's no way He's not going to replace it.
You should try as much as possible to take that bitterness out of your heart as well. Because if you
keep that bitterness, God is not going to replace it.
If you claim to forgive and you still have bitter heart towards that person, then it's not forgiveness at all. Because like for you to forgive and let go of that bitterness, you must to show that you are forgiving that person totally. Like you must continue the way you guys were behaving towards each other before he did that to you. So like you must continue that relationship that you had before, even if even though like he did that to you, that no matter how even though he offended you, that relationship cannot be the same again because like the person will be seeing you as a thief, and for him to trust you again will be a long process.
That's how I think about your actions.
Yeah, because once you steal from somebody, it take a long time for them to trust you with their money again. So you prove to them that you're no longer a thief.
Yeah. Unless that person will forgive you, but even at that, there are other people who might have heard about it and be like, "This person is a thief. You better watch out for them."
Like even though you did it once,
yeah,
people calling you a thief. That's why you shouldn't steal at all. You shouldn't offend people off or whatever way you may offend somebody. And even though some people do something, yeah, they don't see that as an offense, but people see that as an offense. So whatever way people may look,
that's just selfish. You need to think about other people as well. Don't just be thinking about yourself.
Because the things you can take, other people may not be able to take. Cannot take that. So you should put yourself in other people's shoes. See how other people feel if you do this. Because it's not everything that people accept.
Exactly.
Yeah. So also keeping hurt as well. You can't afford to keep hurt like forever.
It's gonna kill you inside. It's going to choke you like the coronavirus. And then you won't
Some,
be able to move on in life again.
some people have health complications when they keep quiet for like
Mhm.
years.
And they're just killing themselves.
And their BP will be high, over high.
So like we said before, you just pray to God to help you. Let it go out of your chest.
Forgiveness is not an easy thing, but it's something that has to be done for you to also get forgiveness from God, because forgiveness
Access other things.
forgiveness is reciprocal, and then you can never get joy again if you keep in your heart bitterness towards someone else, and you're hurting yourself more than they are. More than those people that offended you. Even the Bible says, "Woe to those for whom offenses come." Woe to you too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say that, so it's the Bible that says it. Go and read the Bible.
Where did it say it in the Bible?
Somewhere in John. You will type on Google, say, "Well, what to do to those who offenses come." You see the Bible verse. So, whether you're young people, middle aged, or fully grown old people, should forgive to be forgiven, so your joy may be full, so you can also live long. Don't cut life short because of unforgiveness, because it can also bring health complications to you. So, any last words?
I think we said everything.
Okay. I hope you learned something from here today. Hope you also forgive those who forgive you, genuinely from the heart, and not keep any bitterness towards them. And if you have any comments, just comment down below of your opinion towards forgiveness and keeping grudges. I also ask you questions, and hope you like this video, share this video, and don't forget to click that subscribe button so get notified when I upload a new video. Until next time, bye bye.
Wait, before we go, Matthew 5 verse 48. Read it and think about it.
Yes. Okay. Bye bye.
It's 5 48, right? Yeah, 5 Matthew 5 48. If I'm wrong, just look it up.
Matthew 5 verse 8 says, "Be perfect as the Heavenly Father is perfect."
Don't look at
Anyways, bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Let these people go.
Okay,
bye bye.
Forgive. Always forgive. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, read a Lord's Prayer as well. Okay, see you soon. Bye bye.